Hello there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an unexplained phenomena video on black-eyed children. And a lot of people have not heard of these, and I know I hadn't until a little while back. I had a friend of mine give me a call. I lived in North Carolina for about 6 years, and he called me on the phone, and we were talking, and he happened to mention that he had a couple of kids approach his car, and the one he saw up close had black eyes, and he didn't like it, so he left. He became frightened and left. And this, you understand this guy. He's a former law enforcement. He's a military veteran. He's a war veteran. He doesn't scare easily. I know this guy. This guy can handle himself. He doesn't scare easily, and he's usually armed. This kid with the black eyes frightened him, so he drove away quickly. I kind of hesitated doing that, mentioning him in this. I'm not going to say his name because a lot of people find that disturbing. Some people might find it embarrassing. I don't think he would, but out of respect, I'm not going to say who he is. But my point is, he knows who he is. That being said, I figure I'd do this video to kind of explain more about what these things are. Now, keep in mind, there's not a lot we do know about these, so I'm conglomerating different sources here. So bear with me. Originally, it was thought that the stories of the black-eyed children started back in 1996 in Texas, but it seems that these stories go back to the 1980s or possibly earlier. So this is a relatively new phenomenon. These kids appear to be pale-skinned children between the ages of 6 and 16. They have inky black eyes or in ragged eye holes, which I believe is how my friend described them, was the ragged eye holes. If you're looking at somebody and you can see where it's all raggedy and inside it's just inky black, yeah, it's time to go. I would probably drive away too. If you're my friend, if you're listening to this, you did good. You survived. And I'm not saying these things will kill you. I don't know what they'll do. There's very few reports as to what happens when people actually try to help these kids. I couldn't find any reports as to what happens when you have dealings with them. Let me go on and you'll understand. Usually they're encountered on roads or highways or on residential doorsteps, so they come to people's houses. They usually travel in pairs. One will stand back and the other one will come up and ask for a handout or some assistance, or they'll ask to come inside, get in the car, for a ride or whatever, or they'll ask to come into your home. And most people, when they see their eyes, they reject it. Oh no, hell no, go away, kind of thing, And the children usually leave without a fuss, so that's good. But we don't know. We don't know what would happen if you did invite these things in. That's the thing. I couldn't find any reports, and I looked. Okay, these kids possibly have psychic or telepathic powers, being able to read your surface thoughts, being able to read your emotions, that kind of thing. That's been reported. Sometimes they track people from town to town after these people have moved. So people get multiple visits, and after they move, the kids still show up at the new house. They move to a different city, and the kids show up. It's freaky. These black-eyed children tend to inspire fear, panic, and dread, so much so that animals even hide from them. Guard dogs, trained attack dogs, have hidden from these things. So animals have a greater sensory perception than we do. I'm thinking if a trained attack dog is hiding from these things, it's time, we don't want to do them. That's all I'm saying. A lot of people have put forth comments and ideas of what they could be, theories. Possible explanations include, you're gonna love this, vampires, demons. That one to me seems a little more likely, but that's just me. Another possible explanation, the old standby, aliens. there one particular individual, and I don't want to say his name because I don't want to. If I'm misunderstanding his thought, I don't want to say his name because that would wrongfully implicate him in something kind of weird, and I don't want to, you know. But the idea that this person put forth, as I understand it, was that some sort of these things are some sort of government operatives, like the Men in Black or whatever. And I can't see that. A government operative comes up and he's got authority, he'll show you his badge. These things haven't had no report I saw anywhere had them putting up a badge or wearing any kind of a uniform. They look like normal kids wearing clothes with eyes. I don't know. So the only thing I can think of there to tell you is if any of these kids, a pair of kids approach, check the eyes before you invite them in, and be careful. Because like I said, we don't know what happens if you do invite them in. We don't know what happens if you interact with them. We don't know what happens if you give them a handout. We just don't know. And it's better to be safe than sorry. When in doubt, go away. Just run. Run like hell. Fear. Forget everything and run. If you're a military man, you know that first word is usually something different. I'm just saying. My point is, get the hell out of Dodge, because these things may very well mean you harm. We don't know. They may be peaceful. Hell, I don't know. They may invite them in and have popcorn. I don't know. I'm not inviting them in. If one shows up at my doorstep, you just get the hell out of here and go. But I got a family to look after. At any rate, I hope this finds everybody well, and I hope everybody out there stays safe. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.